Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the silent revolution that is business automation. It's the force that's completely reshaping how companies work, and a lot of the time, it's happening right under our noses. We're going to map out the whole journey for you, from start to finish.
So let's just kick things off with a big question, and I want you to really think about this. Where does your business, or even just your team, stand on this path? Are you chipping away with stone tools, or are you building the future? By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly where you are, and more importantly, how to get to that next level.
All right, let's get into it. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the hidden costs of doing nothing. Then, we'll climb through 5 distinct stages of automation, all the way to the future. And, of course, we'll wrap up with what you can do next.
First up, why should you even care about this? Well, let's talk about the problem that is quietly, and I mean quietly, bleeding businesses dry everywhere. It's that slow, steady drain of inefficiency. Just look at this number. It's absolutely staggering. We are talking about companies losing up to 1/3 of their revenue. Not to competitors, not to a bad economy, but to their own clunky, manual, outdated ways of doing things. This isn't just a small tech problem, you guys. This is a massive, bottom-line business crisis. So, how do you even begin to fight back against that kind of loss? Well, you take the first step onto the ladder. Welcome to Stage 1, where the journey out of that manual chaos begins with some really simple but powerful quick wins.
Stage 1 is really all about being reactive. It's what we call ad hoc automation. You know those soul-crushing, repetitive tasks? The ones that make you think, there has got to be a better way. Well, this is where you find a simple tool to put out that fire right here, right now. And we're talking about really simple stuff here. Things like setting up an automatic email sequence, scheduling your social media posts for the week, or connecting 2 apps you use all the time. These are the low-hanging fruit, the quick wins that don't need a team of developers, but start to build that all-important momentum.
And if you need proof that small things matter, get this. One person, basically as a side hustle, set up a super simple automation for their product review videos. And just from that, they pulled in over $700 in the first few months with almost zero ongoing effort. It just proves that even the smallest automations can give you real, tangible value, like right away.
Okay, so you've got those quick wins under your belt. Now we're moving up to Stage 2. This is where we go from automating single tasks to entire departments, but it's also where the first big hurdle pops up.
And here is that big jump. In Stage 2, individual departments get really good at automating their own stuff. Marketing has its favorite tools, the sales team has theirs. The problem? They don't talk to each other. It's like they're speaking different languages. You end up with these digital walls or silos. The goal is to break those down and move to an integrated platform where everyone is working from the same playbook, a single source of truth.
And what happens when you make that leap, when you tear down those walls? The results are incredible. Take a look. Benson's for Beds, a retailer in the UK, saw their e-commerce sales jump 41% year over year once they connected their systems. And Tawtry Mountain Resorts saw a 28% increase in ski days because it could finally connect customer data to personalize rewards. That's huge.
All right, now for the real turning point. This is the game changer. Stage 3 is where we move beyond just following simple, pre-programmed rules, and we take a giant leap into the world of artificial intelligence.
So Stage 3 is all about intelligent automation. We're not just telling the machine, if this happens, then do that anymore. No, now we're giving it the ability to look at massive amounts of data, see patterns we could never spot, make predictions, and actually start optimizing things all by itself. We're teaching it to think.
And this quote from WaveNet just nails the shift in mindset. It's the difference between being reactive, constantly running around putting out fires, and becoming proactive. It's about having the foresight to see what your customers need and what the market is going to do before it even happens.
And the impact here? It's just off the charts. Seriously, this isn't a small bump. The fashion brand Boohoo Man saw a 25 times return on their investment. How? They used AI to create these incredibly personalized customer journeys. So instead of just blasting out a generic email, the system knew exactly the right moment to send a customer an SMS with the perfect offer. That's the difference between shouting at everyone and having a one-on-one conversation.
Okay, so now let's look way up to the summit of our climb. We're talking about the final, most advanced stages of automation, where the business itself actually starts to operate like a brain.
These last 2 stages are where things get wild.
Stage 4, hyperautomation, is where entire processes from A to Z run with almost no human touch. But Stage 5, well, that's the holy grail, the adaptive ecosystem. Here, the business operates like a living thing. It's driven by AI, it can heal itself when something goes wrong, and it's constantly learning and evolving. Think about a company that can see a supply chain problem coming weeks in advance and automatically reroutes everything without a single person lifting a finger. That's where we're headed.
So what's the ultimate prize at the top of this mountain? We are so far beyond just making things a little faster or a little cheaper. At this highest level, AI opens the door to totally new business models, things that would have sounded like pure science fiction just a few years ago. We're talking about things like creating medicine tailored to your personal DNA, or building logistics networks that run completely on their own. This isn't just about doing business better, it's about doing business differently.
Wow, okay, we have seen the entire path, from those first simple steps in stage 1 all the way to a fully autonomous future. So after all that, what is the single most important thing for you to take away from all this?
I think this quote from Red Hat just says it perfectly. Real automation isn't a piece of software you buy or a project with a finish line. It is a journey. It's about building a culture, a mindset of constant improvement and innovation. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's a new way of traveling.
So please, don't get paralyzed by thinking about how to get to stage 5. The journey of 1,000 miles, right? It always starts with a single step. So I'll leave you with a challenge. What is that one boring, repetitive, time-wasting task you could get rid of tomorrow? Find it, automate it, and start your climb. That's your next move.